Good morning, Kenyans. Uh, as we are approaching elections, there are a few things I would like to tell you. It has been 9 years since Mr. Uhuru Kenyatta and Mr. William Ruto took over the reins of this country and they led us. It has been 9 years, them sitting as president and deputy president. Over these 9 years, I have learned one thing or two about people relationships and expectations. Number one, not everybody is going to be happy with what you do. You will still do your best and people will still poke holes in what you did. There are a lot of wrongs that Mr. Uhuru Kenyatta and Mr. William Ruto have done, but we must take into consideration whatever good things they have done. They have left a lot of infrastructure development, something that this country has not experienced since independence. We have a new rail, we have more road networks, more tarmac road network. We have opened up spaces that were otherwise closed. I know many of you will say that SGR is an expensive project. Expensive for what? It is still there. And you see, even in previous governments, they had expensive projects. They even stole money from projects. But much as they stole money from projects, we never saw development like we have seen now. There is a rail. They stole money, yes, but there is a rail. There are very many Kenyans who are dependent on that rail. There are very many Kenyans whose lives depend on that rail. And not just employees, even business people who use that rail every day. Number two, when shit gets thick in your relationship, it is best you try to stick around than to ship out. In the relationship of Mr. Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto, there was an open cheating. One partner openly cheated on the other. But the partner who was cheated on decided to stay until this very date. Until this election, they would have decided to ship out. If they shipped out, what would have happened to Kenya? What do you think would have happened to Kenya if William Ruto decided to ship out of government? I don't know what would have happened, but I guess it wasn't going to be a very good thing. When shit gets thick in your relationship, try to stick into it, unless your life is at risk. As we go to vote, there are a couple of things that I would like you to understand, or I would want you to think about. A lot of lies have been told by these candidates. A lot of lies have been told by Raila Odinga and William Ruto, and even George Wajakoya and the rest. Do not take whatever they say at face value. In fact, treat it with a pinch of salt. Not everything they have said they will do, they will do. Some of these things are beyond them. Raila Odinga says that he is going to give us 6,000 shillings. I don't know whether it's every month or it's every week or it's every year, to 50 million Kenyans. Let's even assume we get 6,000 shillings every year for 50 million Kenyans. Where will his government get this money? Given the fact that the government is already broke because of paying loans. Where will he get the money? William Ruto and his bottom-up approach. How is he going to protect us from the so-called hustlers? We are all hustlers. But there are quite a number of Kenyans who cannot be deemed to be hustlers. If you go by the hustler narrative, there are quite a number of Kenyans who have worked very hard, gotten their small money, bought a piece of land, made a house in it, bought a car, and ride in it. But there are quite a number of Kenyans who they cannot afford a car, they cannot afford their own house. Some of these hustlers, as I have been listening, are actually goons, and they intend to go after the so-called dynasties. And who are these dynasties? Most of them are people who have worked hard and gotten their small property. How will William Ruto, if he becomes president, protect us from looting, vandalism, theft, from the so-called hustlers? I'm imagining William Ruto taking over government, and the next day, these Nduthi people and Mukokoteni people are busy destroying cars because for them they're hustlers, and the people who are driving these cars are dynasties. How will William Ruto protect us from such people? The other thing that I would want you to take into consideration is life will not be any better after the election. In any case, I expect the life is going to be very hard. Remember, this is an incoming government that is already inheriting a broke government. It's already inheriting broke coffers. I expect that life is only going to be harder as we move ahead. But much as life is going to be harder, let's appreciate the fact that we are Kenyans, and let's appreciate the freedom that we have and the economic prosperity that we as Kenya has had. You may complain that the price of fuel is very high in Kenya, but look at our neighboring states. Look at the cost of fuel in our neighboring states, and you will give credit to the government of the day. We are actually getting subsidies, fuel subsidies, from a government that is already broke. Don't you think that is something that is very good? We are getting some sort of food subsidies from a government that is already broke. If you go to our neighboring nations, if you go to Uganda, fuel is more expensive in Uganda. If you go to Southern Sudan, food is very expensive. Even fuel is very expensive, much as they produce their own oil. Expect tough times ahead. Let's brace ourselves for tough times ahead. The other thing that I would like to tell you is that your neighbor, irrespective of his tribe, is more important to you than that politician who will tell you to go and kill your neighbor. That politician, you will only see him now when he's coming to beg for your votes. Then after that, he will go. There is a certain MCA in Umoja. In his first term, when he was campaigning, the fella was literally walking all over. He had no car. He had nothing. But what happened after he got elected? The guy bought a very big Jeep Rubicon with tires the size of those of a bulldozer, and he drives around Umoja in his big Rubicon, splashing water on people, and he has rolled up his windows. This is a fella who, upon becoming an MCA, he became out of reach to the masses. He became an ivory tower. How is that person helping us? Then I saw him the other day, he was campaigning. So where are the people who voted for him in the first round? Where are they now? They are seeing the fella after 5 years walking again, asking for votes. But after he gets the votes, the fella is just going to be driving in his big car and actually ignoring the people who actually voted for him. Yes? Then this fella is going to come and tell you, oh, your neighbor is a Mjaluo, he's not good. Remove him from there. What bullshit is that? A John Onyango, somewhere in Siaya, a 40-year-old man with probably 2 or 3 children and a wife, is having the same problem as a John Kamau, somewhere in Muranga, of the same age, with 2 children and a wife. They have to know where unga will come from. They have to know where bread will come from. They have to know where school fees will come from. Now, because Uhuru Kenyatta has been president for 9 years, does that mean that the cost of unga in Muranga for John Kamau is cheaper? Does that mean that things are very expensive for John Onyango in Siaya? No. These people are suffering from the same economic burden, irrespective of their tribe, irrespective of their location. Me, I will not disclose my tribe, but I don't see another person of another tribe being an enemy to me. And we are on the same level. We are suffering the same way. So why would I take a panga and I go and cut somebody, I remove his head, I remove his legs because he belongs to another tribe? What did he do to me? Nothing. So Kenyans, please do not agree to be hoodwinked, to cause violence, to destroy your nation because of these politicians. If this country burns, These politicians are going to hop into a plane. They go into another country and watch Kenya as it burns in the comfort of their 5-star hotels and big flat screens inside those hotels. They'll be watching Kenya as it burns. But one thing I'm very sure, not Uhuru Kenyatta or Raila Odinga or William Ruto would want to see this country burning. They have a lot to lose, just like us. But whatever they come and say in public make us think that they are fighting, and we start fighting. These guys are friends. Uhuru Kenyatta has never worked with Raila Odinga. He worked with him after March 2018. Who ever thought that Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga would ever shake hands? Nobody. William Ruto and Raila Odinga have worked together. In the past, they have worked together. Nothing is stopping them from working together again. And do not be surprised to find when one wins, he will invite the other into government. I will not be surprised to see both of them in government in the next government. I will not be surprised to see that. What does that mean? These guys are friends. These guys talk. These guys strategize. These guys sit and plan for Kenya. They plan Kenya. They plan us. Tunapangwa na tunapangika. Tunaenda tunachukua mapanga, tunakatakatana. Then they are busy there smiling. They have won. And we are losing. Please, do not accept to be hoodwinked into destroying property for another Kenyan, maiming the life of another Kenyan, or actually taking the life of another Kenyan. It is my sincere request that you honor that. The other thing that I would like to talk to you about is when you vote, when you go to the polling station and vote, please do your business there and go home. You have no business being in that polling station. In that polling station, you're not an IEBC official. Neither are you a party official. You're not a party agent. If you're not a party agent or an IEBC official, what business do you have in that polling station? Or do you want to watch that your votes are not stolen? They will be stolen anyway. In Africa, who counts the votes is more important than who votes. Even if you stand there and watch, they will still be stolen if they were to be stolen. So you do your business and go home. Now, to all the candidates who are vying for various positions in the upcoming election, I wish you best of luck. If you happen to win, please remember this. We only have one Kenya and one Kenya only. We don't have another spare Kenya hidden somewhere in Indian Ocean such that if we burn our Kenya, we can retrieve that other Kenya. We only have one Kenya, and it is the only Kenya that we have. Seek to protect the interests of this nation. Put Kenya first before you put your interests first. Seek peace over war. Seek love over hatred. Seek agreements over disagreements. And as you do this, I wish you best of luck. And for the Kenyans who are going to vote, I wish you best of luck in your endeavors and even in the next government. Thank you.